This video you're about to watch is a compilation of me explaining Sonic forms of the last 2 months. Since I'm too lazy to make a best of 2025 video, I feel like this is the best next thing. And to have fun with this video, I've ordered these videos from Sonic's weakest form to Sonic's strongest form. I'm done wasting your time, enjoy the video, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. What is Werehog Sonic? Werehog Sonic first appears with Sonic Unleashed. Sonic got this form after Eggman tricked him and Sonic was hit with Dark Gaia's energy in one of the best looking cutscenes in the Sonic franchise. Sonic's fur becomes a much darker blue as he grows in size, gains spikes on his shoes, and he gains claws, and he is much more animalistic than he was before. The main thing about the Werehog is that Sonic actually loses his speed, but he gains strength in return. Sonic runs on all fours while in the transformation. Another thing is that Werehog Sonic is able to stretch his limbs like Mr. Fantastic. But near the end of the game, Sonic loses the transformation permanently after Dark Gaia takes all the energy back. That's really about it for the Werehog, as for one, this is Sonic's weakest transformation, and two, besides Sonic gaining strength and stretchy arms, he gets no other abilities. It's basically just Super Saiyan Grade 3. What is Dark Sonic? Dark Sonic first appeared in Sonic X Season 3 when the Metarex managed to injure and capture both Chris and Cosmo, and Sonic, seeing them injured, falls into a quiet rage as he summons the power of the fake Chaos Emeralds made by the Metarex. Suddenly Sonic into Dark Sonic, or I guess a more fitting name would be Dark Super Sonic. And Sonic, after transforming, violently takes down the Metarex, and only after Eggman talks him down that he finally calms down. An interesting thing about Dark Sonic is that it seemingly has two stages to it. In the first stage, Sonic's fur becomes black as he's surrounded by a purple and dark aura. In the second stage, he fully transforms with his eyes going completely white and his fur standing up like his super. And his aura becomes so black that if you stare at him, all you see is his white blank eyes. Now there are two main questions that people ask about Dark Sonic. One, is he stronger than Super Sonic? And two, how is he so popular if he showed up for 1 minute? Now the first question is kind of up in the air, as in the Sonic X universe, both of the forms are equal in power, with the Super form might have a slight edge in power, due to the fact that Dark Sonic came from fake Chaos Emeralds while Super Sonic is from the real Chaos Emeralds. We really have no idea if Dark Sonic can use Chaos Control to stop time or teleport. I'm pretty sure that Dark Sonic would be able to do it, it would just be harder to do. Now for the second question, why is Dark Sonic so popular if he showed up for 1 minute? This is mostly due to fan animations like Sonic Nozzle Unleashed and Sonic Sprite Battle. There were other things like the Dark Sonic mods, but the fan animations really carried his popularity. Sadly, even though Dark Sonic is non-canon, there is another canon side form that takes inspiration from Dark Sonic. But that's for another time. What is Hypersonic? Hypersonic is Sonic's most powerful transformation, in the games at least. I'm still debating if Ultra Sonic gets stronger than Hypersonic. Or ignoring that, Sonic gains a Hyper transformation after bringing the 7 Chaos Emeralds to the Ultra, where the Master Emerald empowers them, turning them into Super. Once Sonic taps into these new Emeralds' power, he turns into Hypersonic. And Sonic's Hyper form is basically his Super form, but on crack. All of his stats are massively increased, and he becomes even more invincible than he already was, and I didn't think that was even possible. He also has the ability to delete all the enemies in his line of sight. That's really all we know about Hypersonic, as it only appeared once in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And the creator tries to say that Hypersonic was never going to be canon, but it is. Well, why doesn't Sonic use his form anymore? Well, besides saying that wanting him to, all the Super Emeralds are in unknown dimensions on Angel Island that not even Knuckles knows about. Now, will this form ever return? Probably not, but one thing I will say about this one, this is probably Sonic's best looking form. I mean, my man literally turns into a fudging rainbow with purple eyes. It doesn't get cooler than that. Okay, as you should know, the entire premise of Sonic Prime is that Sonic has to fix reality after breaking something called the Paradox Prism. Then later on the Season 9 blasts Sonic with a whole bunch of prism energy, turning him into Prismatic Sonic. Sonic then immediately destroyed the New York's Eggman's giant construct, but then he immediately lost this form. Now, while this form didn't show up for long, this is actually one of Sonic's most unique and busted form. I say busted due to the amount of abilities that Sonic would have in this prismatic form. He would have dimensional travel, space-time manipulation, the ability to enhance technology, enhance plants, manipulate them in any way he wants, give anyone the same power as his, and create any life he wants, as well as control the weather. If you didn't catch all that, I'll simplify it for you. Sonic could casually jump through his dimension and the Soul Dimension, which if you guys don't know is Blaze's home dimension. Sonic could enhance a tornado so it can go literally as fast as him with a new nuke on top. Sonic could turn a dead forest into another green hill. He could turn you old in a snap of his fingers and manipulate the weather. He could create life itself. He could create a Chow, a Hedgehog, or a Caesar. Sonic could also give his powers to others like Shadow, Knuckles, or Tails. We may never get to see this form again, as the only person who knows where the Paradox Prison is right now is Shadow. Although this might be a good thing, as Sonic would be even more cracked than it already is if he had this form at his disposal. What is Dark Spine Sonic? Dark Spine Sonic, just like Dark Sonic, was a one-off transformation in the game Sonic and the Secret Rings. Sonic gained this transformation by absorbing 3 of the 7 world rings. Those were the Ring of Sadness, the Ring of Hatred, and the Ring of Rage. Sonic took these rings due to earlier before the final boss fight, Shara, his brand new friend, died in his arms. And once Sonic fully transfers into Dark Spine Sonic, he drops one of the hardest quotes in Sonic history.
If this is your world, then it's a world that I don't want any part of.
The shocking thing about Dark Spine Sonic is that he is not invincible like Super Sonic. The abilities that Sonic gained in this form make up for his lack of invincibility. Dark Spine Sonic has the ability to control the elements fire, darkness, and wind, as well as the ability to control time like chaos control and some form of reality manipulation. We don't know the extent of his reality manipulation, and when he does use his ability, he loses the power of Dark Spine. Another weird ability that Dark Spine has is that it can cure illnesses or just negate magic. As in Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic is hit with the Flames of Judgment that depletes the user's life force. And once that flame goes out, the user dies. And the flame was almost about to go out before Sonic went Dark Spine. And when he did go Dark Spine, the flame completely disappeared, curing him. Also, if you're wondering, the rings around Sonic's ankles and wrists do nothing. They're not like Shell's inhibitor rings. They are just there to show and they're looking basic. But I kinda wish they were different colors to represent the ring Sonic took in. What is Excalibur Sonic? Sonic gained this transformation after his sword Caliburn absorbed 3 other magical swords, becoming Excalibur. In this form, Sonic dons golden armor with a red cape, with his tail being the only thing exposed. And surprisingly, just like Dark Spine Sonic, Excalibur Sonic is not invincible. But I feel he doesn't need it, as Excalibur Sonic is one of Sonic's strongest transformations. This form Sonic is of course much stronger and faster, while also having the ability to fly, some for an energy projection. And with his sword Excalibur, which has been said to cut through anything, he's able to reflect magical attacks. Also in this form, Sonic's swordsmanship skills become much better, which is impressive, as in a few days Sonic got Caliburn and he became one of the best swordsmen in the entire kingdom. Sonic is just built different. What is Super Sonic? Everybody watching this video should know what this is, but I'll still explain it. Sonic is able to use this form after gathering the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Once he transforms, Sonic becomes invulnerable and all his stats become massively increased. Sonic also gains some Chaos abilities like his own version of Chaos Spear and Chaos Control. Sonic doesn't gain the ability to use Chaos Control. He can use Chaos Control on base, but he needs a Chaos Symbol unlike Shadow. Also in this form, Sonic can basically do whatever he wants through his ability called Chaos Switch that allows him to turn his thoughts into reality. Some people might say only movie Sonic can do this, but that's wrong. As in ZenkoG.O.C, when Sonic died, the 7 Chaos Emeralds brought him back to release his desire to bring him back. Also, as shown in Sonic Frontier, Super Sonic is able to make constructs out of chaos energy like chains. It would be pretty cool if the next time we see Super Sonic, he makes like a chaos sword. What is Starfall Sonic and Cyber Super Sonic? Sonic gained this transformation after completing trials to master Cyber Corruption. In this form, Sonic's eyes become blue. He has a red outline around him, and his aura becomes more of like a fiery aura, kind of like Blaze. Sonic doesn't gain new abilities, but all his other abilities are enhanced to the max. He becomes faster than he already was, and his attacks are much more destructive, with every hit like a sonic boom. But even with this power up, he was still not able to defeat the end, and so he had to go full power, becoming Cyber Super Sonic, with Sonic's entire body covered in the cyber corruption and his eyes becoming like Freeway Sonic low and his teeth becoming much more sharp. And when Eggman shot Sonic at the end, he is able to completely go through the end, destroying it, but in return Sonic loses these transformations forever, as even before the fight started, the ancient Coco told Sonic that if he went all out, he would lose these powers forever. It's sad that we'll never see these forms again, but I'm sure Sonic will get a new form soon. What is Neo Metal Sonic? Neo Metal Sonic is Metal Sonic's main transformation. It first appeared in Sonic Heroes and made a grand return to the IDW Sonic comics. Metal Sonic gained this transformation by upgrading on himself. And while in this form, he gets a bunch of other abilities like flight, ability to use energy projection, ability to shoot lightning bolts, ability to mimic others, shift into them, and mimic their powers and voices. And one of the more shocking things is that Metal Sonic actually gets a voice. And to me, his voice gives me cooler vibes.
I am the ultimate overlord, Metal Sonic. I am the real Sonic! I'll tear you to pieces!
The most powerful ability Metal has in this form has to be his ability to copy others' powers. In Sonic Heroes, Metal Sonic copied both Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Amy, and the Chaotix ability. And later on in the franchise, Metal Sonic copies Silver's telekinesis ability. And when Metal Sonic copies other abilities, he keeps them forever. And Metal Sonic even copied the abilities of a super form, as in the IDW comics with Metal Sonic to where Angel Island. They didn't even want Blaze to go into Burning Blaze, as Metal Sonic would just copy their abilities, and he could have possibly went burning Neo Metal Sonic, as well as gaining her fire abilities, of course. Also in the IDW comics, Metal Sonic be putting belt to ass on Sonic.